All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive in. Today we're tackling something that's super relevant to, well, everyone. How to build serious credibility at work.
Yeah. Something we all think about, right?
Totally. And it's not always obvious. I mean, where do you even begin?
Right.
So we're going to unpack 5 killer tips from, you ready for this? A career development guru we found. Get this. This person literally wrote the book on climbing the ladder.
Oh, I love it when we get into the nitty-gritty like this. Let's do it.
Okay. Tip numero uno. Deliver on your promises.
It's the foundation, isn't it?
Huge. It sounds simple enough, but I'm guilty of this. Sometimes deadlines, they just whoosh right past me.
Oh, tell me about it. We've all been there. But think about it this way. Every time you keep your word, you're basically making a deposit in this, like, trust bank.
Right.
Make sense? But then on the flip side, every missed deadline, every overlooked commitment, that's a withdrawal.
And suddenly you're overdrawn.
Exactly. And then people
Wow.
start thinking, can we really rely on this person?
Ouch. Yeah, I've definitely felt that doubt from colleagues before, and honestly, it kind of stings. Makes you question if you want to work with them again.
For sure. And here's the thing. It's not always about the big, flashy projects. Sometimes it's the little things, like responding to emails promptly, showing up to a meeting fully prepped.
Being present.
Yes. And that brings us to tip number 2, which is all about consistency.
Okay, consistency. I like it. Because, like, showing up as your best self consistently, that's what people remember.
100%. It's not just about the quality of your work, though that's obviously important. It's also about your attitude, communication, your whole vibe.
Being the same person, basically, day in and day out. So if someone is, like, super enthusiastic about a project one day, but then the next, they're MIA, red flag.
Huge red flag. It makes people wonder who they're really going to get. Think about the colleagues you truly admire, the ones you can always count on. They show up right, they bring it consistently, and that's huge.
It's like they're not just playing a role, they are that person. Okay, so we've covered keeping promises, being consistent. What's next?
All right, this one is so key. Clear communication. Our career guru emphasizes honesty and professionalism, too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of this one time I had this project, right? But the instructions were so vague, like ridiculously vague. You can guess what happened.
Disaster.
Total disaster. I went in one direction, the team went in another. We had to scrap everything and start over.
Oof, I feel that. It's incredible how quickly things can go sideways when communication breaks down, even a little bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's avoidable, just being upfront and clear from the get-go.
Yeah, and honesty is huge too. Like,
Yep.
no one benefits from sugarcoating or hiding information. Just put it all out there.
Exactly. Everyone's working from the same playbook then. And hey, that professional touch, it makes a world of difference too.
Because no one's taking you seriously if you're sending emojis all day long.
Right. There's a time and a place. Okay, ready for a slightly tougher one.
Hit me.
Own your mistakes.
Oof, yeah. Okay, so no one's perfect. We all mess up. But admitting it out loud, tough crowd. Any advice on making this a little less painful?
Totally. I actually get excited about this one because it's a total game changer. What if, instead of seeing mistakes as like career-ending moves, we saw them as like opportunities?
Easy for you to say. What about when you're like freaking out about the consequences?
Of course. It's scary. But think about it. You mess up, you try to hide it. Even worse, you blame someone else. That just erodes trust faster than anything.
And probably makes the situation a million times worse.
Exactly. So what's the move? You own it. Quickly. Focus on fixing it, not on placing blame. It shows you're all about growth, which super attractive quality in a colleague.
Turning that negative into a positive? Okay, I'm starting to see it now.
Right. It's a power move. Okay, ready for our final tip?
Really on me.
Stay informed. I'm talking industry trends, company news, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, gosh, don't get me started. It's like drinking from a fire hose, you know?
Yeah.
Every day there's a new report, a new article, a new, like, what even is a thought leader?
I feel you. Information overload is real, but you got to be strategic. You don't have to read every single thing, although congrats if you do, you superhuman. Find what works for you, what speaks to you.
So, like, curating your own little information buffet.
Yes. And block out time. Seriously, even just 30 minutes a couple times a week, just to dive into that world, and suddenly, you're the one bringing those insights to the table. And that, my friend, is credibility gold.
It's like you become the go-to person, the one who's in the know.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm feeling inspired. So to wrap this up, we talked about keep those promises, show up consistently, talk to each other clearly, own up to those slip-ups, and stay in the loop.
Exactly. It's not about checking boxes, though. It's about weaving these habits into, like, the fabric of who you are at work.
Becoming that person people trust and respect, both for your skills and for your character.
And remember, it's an ongoing journey, right? So as you move forward this week, think about which of these tips really resonated with you, and how can you actually start incorporating it, like today?
Love it. Little steps, big impacts. That's what we like.